Hi, everyone. Welcome to our weekly availability with Chris Stoll. As always, please raise your hand and I will call on you. First, we'll have Daniel Gowan.
Hey Chris, how you doing this morning?
Good. How are you, Dana?
I'm doing well. These past couple of weeks have been, some ups and downs for the team from Michigan to Minnesota and now on to Ohio State. I mean, how have you kind of seen the team handle this and kind of navigate this right now?
I think our leaders and our coaching staff are just continuing to focus on our process. Last year we started out 5-0 and kind of hit a little rut, but we still wanted to focus on our process. Now our process might have changed a little bit. Obviously throughout my 6 years here, it's changed a little bit, but we're always trying to focus on our process, going 1-0, focusing on the next week ahead, and that's Ohio State.
Andrew, do you have a question?
Yeah, sorry, I didn't realize I wasn't muted. Chris, one of the things we love to talk about specialists, Penn State, it's been kind of a buzz for the last couple seasons. What have you seen out of Barney and really just the last wave of punters and kickers that have come through the university?
Yeah, obviously, I had the privilege to snap to two NFL punters in Blake and Jordan. Both of them are having great careers so far. And Barney's, the next guy up. I think he's done tremendously well throughout the season. Season's not over. He's got room to improve, as everyone does, but I think he's done a great job. I think he's averaging like 41 yards for net punt, which is great. He's giving our defense a great opportunity, putting them down deep inside the 10. He's got like 50% inside the 10, so I think he's doing a great job.
Daniel, and then we'll go Andrew and switch between you two until somebody comes on.
Chris, what's Jake Pinniger like behind the scenes? I mean, he's someone who has had, himself some ups and downs this year. I mean, how does he handle that? How does he kind of work through these things?
Yeah, I think Jake's he's my roommate, so he's down the hall, but he's done a great job. Obviously, he came in as a freshman, sophomore, junior, started, did really well, then had a little setback last year. Jordan had a great year, but Jake took that opportunity to not only learn and grow for himself, but he's grown into a leadership role among the specialists as well. I think this year he's done amazing on kickoffs. Field goals has been great. I think he's just taking that next step.
How can you contrast the mentality and maybe the emotional point of this team from where it was on the way back from Michigan to where it was Saturday night after the win?
Yeah, I think after every loss, you're going to look within yourself first. What did I do wrong? How can I improve? And then you look at it from a broader picture. It's what can the team improve and how can we get better? And, I hate to be cliche, but we just fall right back to our process. Coming in on Mondays, watching film, Tuesday, Wednesday, hard practice. Just kind of not really going through the motions, but being intentional with our work, trying to get that 1% better, no matter our morale. One of our core values is positive attitude. So keeping the same positive attitude, whether we're winning, losing, up by 50, down by 50, it doesn't matter. Obviously, 2 years ago, the whole COVID season, we started out 0-5. The main point was positive attitude, come in every day with a smile on your face, ready to work. And that goes, the same for this year. We're coming in every day, have a plan, an action to get better, 1% better every day. And we're coming in there with a smile on our faces, ready to work.
I talked to Barney a couple of weeks ago, and I asked him about why he's holding for Jake, you're holding for Sander, and he said that it just kind of came by just sort of messing around a little bit because he'd never really held for a left-footed kicker. I guess, is that how it came about? And what's that like for you to have that other role? And I guess it also gets Tyler into the game. What do you think that does for the unit?
It's been pretty fun, actually. It's a different perspective as I'm normally looking between my legs when I snap, but just kind of how it worked out. As you know, specialists have a lot of time on their hands, and we like to, work on different things, try new things. And actually, I was a holder before I was a snapper back in high school, so I had a little bit of background to it, but really it was just, trying it out, see what worked. Tyler felt comfortable with me holding, and Sander felt comfortable with me holding as well. And it's been great to get Tyler in the game. getting him game experience, something that I never had before I started. So I think that's great for Tyler.
And as a quick follow-up to that, I mean, how hard is holding? I mean, I think that, when Jordan had his pro day, it was like teams were there only to watch him hold. And I've read some stories from Baltimore about what that process has been like for him working with Justin Tucker. I mean, what are some of the things that the layman might not think about when it comes to holding?
Yeah, holding is very specialized, and it can be different for each kicker. Like Jake will want me to hold it a certain way, and Sander will like it another way. Being able to catch the laces from the snapper at the same point every time, you got to be consistent with that. Hitting your spot, how you hold the ball makes it, seems bigger for the kickers to kick, so they feel more comfortable. Just a lot of little things go into it, but I've enjoyed it. It's been a little change up, but it's been great.
Do any of the kickers have any weird specific quirks they like with how they like it held?
It depends. Some like it more vertical or tilted one way or another.
Is there
I
anything
know.
weird though about what they?
No, it's pretty standard stuff from the specialist world, I guess you could say, but nothing too quirky or weird.
I guess we asked Sean this question, we asked Juice this question when we talked to them yesterday. As an Ohio guy, going into this last matchup, obviously we know it's 1-0, and we know this next game is the biggest one. But now that it is the 6th year, it's going to be the last time. What are kind of your overall feelings about this chance to play Ohio State again, as being from there?
Yeah, I mean, it's always been a privilege and an honor to be able to play football at this highest level, and obviously get to play the team that I grew up rooting for. It's always a little different, but now that I'm fully Penn State, I've been here 6 years. I feel like I live here. I feel like a Pennsylvanian, but I just look forward to it. Obviously, 1-0, we're focusing on Ohio State, and that's the task at hand. They're a really good team in all three phases: offense, defense, and special teams. So it's always good to go out and play Ohio State and hopefully do as best as we can.
Juice said that he hears from guys back home, about Penn State's record against Ohio State. What's kind of your, do you hear something similar? What's kind of, I guess, your relationship with your friends who might be Ohio State fans?
Yeah, it can be leaning one way or another. I have a couple buddies who did not go to Ohio State, so they're in my corner. And then obviously, if you're a PA kid and you go to Ohio, you're going to have PA people talking crap about you. It's just kind of how it goes. I loved my decision to come to Penn State. It was a little far away from home, but I know that I made the best decision for me and my family, and I just kind of rolled with that.
This is Ohio State's put a lot of big games at Beaver Stadium, but one of the unique factors this year is it's been a minute since they played in a full stadium at Beaver Stadium. Do you think that gives you guys maybe a little leg up in that most of these Buckeyes are coming into this environment for the first time?
I don't think anything was a leg up for one team or another based on who's been here and who's not. I just know that our fans are amazing. They caused, I think it was 5 false starts in the whiteout against Minnesota in my last whiteout of my career, which is a little sentimental, but I think our fans do a great job. They're very passionate about the team and who we are. And I think that's the only thing that we can control is just how we play on the field, and our fans will feed into our energy.
He's on the red shirt track right now, but halfway through his freshman year, how have you seen Alex Paqueta come along with his development?
Yeah, Alex gotten better every day. He's always focusing on one thing per day. I think that's a trait that great specialists have, because all of us are technicians and we have our own coaches, and we love to critique and nitpick every little thing about our snapping form, our punting form, and the good ones, especially Blake and Jordan, they focus on one thing every day, and they just get better at that one thing every day, and then they can switch to another thing. And Alex does that. He's got some traits of the greats. He works hard. He's a really good kid. I can say kid because he's 7 years younger than me. But he's done really well, and he's really starting to develop.
And you mentioned kind of when you were answering the question, mentioned the whiteout, your final one, being a 6th-year guy and kind of being at the point where that this is it. There's no more fine print, I guess, that could bring you back again. What has this season been like for you? What is kind of from the big picture? How have you kind of enjoyed this year?
Yeah, I think it just takes it into perspective, because you just think, every week, this could be my last night game at Beaver Stadium. This could be my last noon game at Beaver Stadium. Like, it just kind of goes through my head. But the only thing I'm focused on is this week. And I love my team. I'm honored to be a captain of this team, be able to lead this team in the direction that we want to go. This season has just been awesome. Fun group of guys, hard-working group of guys, and I can't wait to see what we do this week.
Got time for about one question each.
I was just going to ask, the recruiting process and the development process is so different for specialists as compared to all the other players. And it seems like finding specialists is a very a specialized skill. Can you kind of explain to us the difference between how your process might look different than that of a running back or a wide receiver?
Yeah, I don't know too much about, the other positions and what they go through, but you see everybody getting ranked 5 stars, 4 stars, whatever. And coaches will go and see, the running back, the lineman, the DB, whatever it may be. They will go to their high school and watch them, and then go watch them at whatever it is, like Max Prep camps, all these crazy camps, Under Armour All-American games, stuff like that. For specialists, we have to go and perform at their camps. So you go to each college's camp that you're interested in, and they have a specific specialist camp that you have to go and perform and do well. The more you do that, the more you get on teams' radars, and then they might come and visit you at your high school. Then they'll look at your film, see who you are, what are you about, and that's really just kind of the difference of the process. We have to, as specialists, go places and go to camps and make sure that we're getting noticed there, whereas other positions, coaches might come to them first and then kind of look into their film and do whatever they need to do. That's just kind of a little difference between the two position groups.
And what's it like being at a school like Penn State that invests so much into the specialists in terms of scholarships and numbers, and the fact that I think the Auburn game, I think like maybe 9 of you traveled because there wasn't the Big Ten rules. I mean, what's it like to be a part of a program that, as a specialist, that puts so much emphasis, on that group?
Yeah, I think it's credit to Coach Franklin. There's 3 phases in football: offense, defense, and then special teams. Special teams is one of the most important plays in football. We just have 1 down. Offense will get 3 downs, and if they make a mistake on the first down, they can come back and redo it on the second down and make up for it with the bigger play. Specialists and special teams, you have 1 play, you have 1 kickoff, and then that's it. So I think putting emphasis on special teams, and we do that throughout practice, having specific specialist periods, and I think that's what has separated ourselves in the past, especially last year with Jordan, year before that with Blake, having great punters, great gunners like Drew Hartlaub and Dan Chisena. All that factors in on how important special teams is for our team.
Thank you, Daniel. Thank you, Andrew. And thank you, Chris.
Thanks, Chris. Thanks, Krista.
Thanks, guys.
Have a good day.
You as well.